I think you know what I mean.
Oh, hey, Critic. Merry Christmas Eve.
So merry about it. I have just seen the absolute worst holiday special of all time.
Santa Zombie eats Jesus?
Worse. It's so bad I haven't slept in nights. It's kept me awake throughout the entire season. If I'm not careful, I might start hallucinating.
Hey, Critic. Who are you talking to?
You got any NyQuil? Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And Merry Christmas Eve to you. Or at least it would be, before I found out this unholy abomination existed. That's right, I found it. I found the absolute worst Christmas special of all time. Hands down, no comparison, Yuletide. It's called The Christmas Tree. It's unlikely you've ever heard of it, but it's getting more and more of a following as, you guessed it, the worst holiday special ever made. Its acting, atrocious. Its animation, beyond cheap. Its story? What brain operated by a dead hamster on a broken spinning wheel would be stupid enough to greenlight this? It might be the only Christmas special where literally everything about it was done completely 100% wrong. And I mean everything. There are no words to describe how bad it is, it just has to be witnessed. And that is why you are here, isn't it? You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened that fateful day. We are giving to you all the evidence based only on the secret testimonials of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about the Christmas tree? Let's find out. It opens with a cliched narrator reading a cliched book that looks more like a dictionary of Tetris pieces than legible literature.
Our story takes place in an orphanage with some children and a pine tree. The orphaned children lived under the control of the evil rules of a lady named Mrs. Mavilda.
Ah! Movement!
The little ones were all...
Oh, I'm sorry, that so rarely happens in this special.
The children never had toys, new clothes, or anything. But they had a friend. The pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell. Yes, Hopewell, because the kids believed that the tree was magical.
The kids were obviously exposed to too much car exhaust to imagine such a non-imaginative idea.
She had a pretty dress with bows and lace and a new pair of pants and a sweater to put on whichever child she was going to show off to the mayor. This way, every time the mayor came by, he always thought that Mrs. Mavilda was taking good care of her children.
A thorough inspection, as you can see, accompanied by the fact that direct deposits and business checks have now been replaced with big bags of money. Hey, who needs a paper trail when you have millionaire duck currency?
Mrs. Mavilda would immediately take off the child's clothes and put them away in a closet for the mayor's next visit. Poor children.
Well, you're not making the situation better by uncomfortably holding on their naked bodies like that. Thank you. So Mrs. Mavilda bets all the money she has on poker games with her friends, and the kids continue to suffer for it. She doesn't even let them feed the street dog named Licorice, as she tries to have the pound take him away. What is up with this kid? The other children are at least clapping and cheering, but he's just rocking his head like a psychopath. Play some heavy metal music over that. I like dogs! Later on, we see a family moves into town and is looking for work. So they go to the mayor, which doesn't really seem like his jurisdiction, but again, he keeps his bank account in money bags. And he tells him that the husband can work at the lumber mill, but has to live in the boarding house without his family. However, he offers the family a chance to live at Chateau de where Mrs. Mavilda will take the mother, named Judy, in as an assistant.
Come from the mayor's.
I know.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children, Judy. I will be back before Christmas.
Wow, David Duchovny on Quaaludes could show more emotion than that.
Goodbye, children. Be good.
I'm gonna check with the doctor and see if I'm clinically still alive.
Can we go now?
So Mrs. Mavilda explains that Judy's kids have to be treated the exact same way as the other kids.
They're going to stay with the other children and under the same rules and regulations.
I'm sorry.
Come, children. Follow me. Another thing. You have to get...
The hell was that?
Come, children. Follow me. Another thing.
I apologize. Sometimes my other personality interrupts me. No, I don't. Shut up!
This is going to be your bedroom. I don't want to hear anybody crying around here. And most of all, no pillow fights. You understand? Because if you think that you're not going to be punished because you have your mother here, you're going to be mighty disappointed.
I'll get you, my frozen, awkwardly blinking pretties, and your repeated 2 frames of animation, too. So Judy's kids try to see if they can fit in with the other children. Oh, was that supposed to be charming them or satanically hypnotizing them? But their creepy-ass smiles seem to win them over, and they start to know each other better.
My teddy bear has only one arm, but my mom says Santa will bring new one for him.
What?
Not when you go through the window.
What the did you just say?
Yeah, I don't know if this kid is the directors, the producers, or even the casting agents, but there is no way she got through any kind of audition process.
Justin is busy all year. Mommy, come here and see Mr. Topwell. And besides, I brought the food.
She's not technically killing the art of human speech as we know it, but she is the seed that will grow a horrifyingly large oak. Speaking of which, the kids show Judy their only friends, the tree named Mrs. Hopewell and their dog Licorice. And to the mumbling girl's credit, none of these other kids are gonna win anything resembling human respect with these performances either.
I knew we should have never shown him to your mother. Adults are always the same.
I just learned how to speak 3 days ago, and according to the Craigslist posting, that's all you need to be in this movie.
Now we have to do something for Mrs. Hopewell, too.
I've got an idea.
We'll decorate her with her dead brethren. That way she'll remember that no matter how pretty she is, she'll always be thought of as a tool. Much like you children are in this movie. So the mayor sees the kids and Judy getting along and thinks that they deserve even more money.
This year I've collected more money for the children's Christmas. I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas.
Did he just have a Vietnam flashback for a second?
I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas presents. Here you go, Mrs. Mavilda. Here's the 2 bags.
He didn't even give the amount. He just said 2 bags. I don't even think he measures the money in terms of numbers. I think he literally measures it in bag size.
Mr. Mayor, this check says it's for 2 money bags.
That's right, 2 whole money bags.
Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna need an exact amount in order to accept.
I use money bags!
Okay, we'll take the money bags.
Very good. Now if you'll excuse me, my ride is waiting for me.
I'm glad those poor little things aren't going to have to spend another winter in patches and rags. By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here. I just gave Mrs. Mavilda the
That was awfully
money.
quick. I didn't even hear a footstep. Would she just beam herself into the room?
By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here.
So the mayor wants her to pick out fancy new clothes for the children as Christmas gifts. But the kids don't know what Christmas is, so Judy explains.
Christmas is a pretty and happy time of the year. A time when people get together. Friends with friends, children with their parents and grandparents.
Ex-nay the errands pay, orphans, eh?
Santa Claus is everybody's grandpa.
And how can his sleigh fly? Because he has special reindeer to pull it, and each one has his own special name.
Okay, what's this kid drinking? She's slurring more than inebriated Klansman.
I wish my little teddy bear had his other arm.
So she tells them that on Christmas they can all make a simple wish. No, not that one, but it would explain a lot. So we get a scene of all the kids wishing for happy things to occur. But, strangely enough, while this scene is going on, they keep cutting back and forth to Mrs. Mavilda's poker game. And it's edited so awkwardly that we're usually only seeing the poker game for just a couple of seconds.
I guess you've never seen a Christmas tree before.
What did you want?
Let's roll, kids! I'm feeling lucky tonight!
He's not
wasn't done
anybody's
yet. What?
grandpa.
Mommy, can I be the first one to make a Christmas wish?
Think hard before you do.
Wait, I think there was more.
Mavilda. Let's have another hand.
I don't think they were done yet.
I wish my little teddy bear.
Okay, why show these two things at the same time if we're not going to show them for more than a couple seconds? Can we intercut other sloppily edited scenes while we're at it?
Oh, maybe if there's some money left over, I can convince Mrs. Mavilda to buy some red velvet. That way I can make some Christmas stockings to hang on the fireplace.
Red velvet? For stockings? What's that?
Don't you know about Christmas stockings that you hang on the fireplace for Santa Claus to fill? You don't? Which one of you knows about Christmas?
I do.
Christmas, well, let me tell you about it.
So it turns out Mrs. Mavilda bet all the money and lost it, meaning she can't get any new clothes.
I want to tell you something, and you better listen. I don't want the children playing outside anymore. You better make sure of that.
Because you don't want the mayor to see them without new clothes.
How can you dare to? All right! Now you know. And now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing, or you and your children are out in the cold. Now you go get those children back inside.
Before my brain gets taken over by another personality. So Judy lets the kids know the bad news.
You know the new clothes we promised you? Well, I'm afraid you're not going to be getting them. I know, but there's nothing I can do about it.
That's not fair, Mrs. Kindle.
Please, children, don't make it more difficult for me.
I mean, all you kids ever do is think about yourselves. Don't you kids ever think about me thinking about you, thinking about yourselves? But Mrs. Mavilda decides that Judy is getting too much respect from the kids, so she tries to figure out a way to get rid of her.
She's changing everything around here. I gotta get rid of her. But how?
Well, maybe you can start by getting out of the bed. It's like 1 o'clock, you lazy Get moving!
What if I make that good girl into a bad one? Yeah! I'll make her into a thief, just like I did with the girl that worked with me before.
When was that? We never saw that! Okay, is this like a real person, or are we to assume this is yet another personality that she has in her head? This woman's making a beautiful mind look like a simple romp. So she calls her henchman, yeah, she has a henchman, what with the accents and stuffs, and asks him to frame Judy for stealing something of his. But one of the girls hears her and tells the other kids. They all decide that something has to be done.
We can't just stay here without doing something. What can we do? What about your mother? She's also in danger.
Who's that?
You're the one that knows where his office is. Do you know where his house is?
Okay, Zortor, your impression of a small human child isn't fooling anybody.
Curses! I'll get you next time, pitifully dumb humans!
Speaking of which, there's a great irony that all of these children are obviously voiced by horrible child actors, but one girl is clearly voiced by an 18-year-old.
You mean you don't think our star is going to make it on time?
What if one of us goes to him?
But where are we and where is his house?
Okay, pick one. Either horrible adult actors, horrible child actors, or aliens trying to pose as children to take over the universe. So the children decide that Judy's kids should go and get help. From who, you may ask? Santa Claus, of course. Yeah, why not?
Look here in my book. It shows that we're not far from his house. We can do
What decapitated gingerbread cookie do they live on? Even Mario would be looking at this saying, "Whoa, that's a kingdom."
But I don't know where the North Pole is. Do you?
I don't. He knows where the North Pole is. He does?
Well, he barked. Obviously, that translates into knowing where the North Pole is. Quite a knowledgeable little scamp, isn't he? Say, I wonder what else he knows about. Hey, Licorice, do you know if we're alone in the universe? Wow, do you know why smart people keep watching The Middle? Wow, do you know who really killed JFK? The answers were right there. I have to go to the police about this. The world must know. The world must know. I'll be right back. What? Another commercial? Well, this one's really quick. I just wanted to tell you that at theawesomestore.com we are extending our sale on our DVDs and also our charity drive pictures. So that is going to be going until the 1st of next year. So you can still get the good prices on that. Also, our metal prints are in and they're being shipped out even as we speak. If there's any more left, you can take a look, see if you can order some more. And that's about it. Back to the show. Oh, also, you will die if you don't know this. So Judy's kids go with Licorice to find the North Pole.
Don't be mad, Pappy. I just had to come.
She's down there, kid. You're staring at nothing right now. Please look down. Please look down. Please look down. There you go. But they come across some troubles on their search. Like Baloo from the Jungle Book.
Bare necessities! Your are my recipes! The simple bare necessities of death!
They couldn't even make it a polar bear. Even Santa Claus Conquers the Martians got that one right.
Help me, Pappy, help me.
You're hanging on for dear life. Show some emotion, you little
Even in death, I don't care.
In hindsight, I am a pretty dumb bear.
Lily! 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 Where are you? Where'd you go?
Oh, kid, will somebody just try? Somebody? I'll juggle porcupines with my butt cheeks if I could just get one production assistant or a cast member or the director or somebody just to say maybe we should do that take again. Can we just get somebody with some emotion?
Get out! Pack your things right now! You're fired!
Hyenas aren't as loud as you.
You're fired!
You're blowing out the volume levels. I don't think the microphone has an insane setting on it. Except maybe in her case.
Frank? Do you still have that electric chainsaw of yours?
So Mrs. Mavilda calls her henchman to cut down the tree. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Hopewell. They've established such a strong presence with her, I'm surprised I forgot. As the kids go out and try to stop them.
Nobody cuts Mrs. Hopewell until we talk to the mayor.
Show them the saw!
Whatever you say, ma'am. What is the meaning of this?
Wasn't there snow here just a moment ago?
Turn that thing off. I can't hear a thing.
Mommy, Mommy!
But where's Lily? Where is she?
She's gone, Mommy.
Oh, God, what do you mean? Ray.
Where'd he come from?
Ray.
I randomly materialized here just in time.
Tell me, son, what happened to Lily?
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Daddy. All the way down. And I...
Yeah, because that's my reaction if I just found out my little kid died. So while the mayor is there, he finds out all the terrible things that Mrs. Mavilda has been doing.
What happened with the money that I've been donating? Why didn't Mavilda buy toys for them? And look at them. They look like they haven't had new clothes in years. What if the inspector were to come?
I love how he doesn't care that the children's well-being has been put in horrible danger, but instead is more concerned if the inspector sees it and calls him out on it.
What if the inspector were to come?
Voters don't like their politicians connected to dead children. They are still alive, right?
Your tree, Mrs. Hopewell is going to be all right.
Okay, is the mayor slowly transforming into an Adam Sandler voice? Because Sandler already ruined one holiday, and I don't think this movie needs any help ruining this one.
That's what you think, children!
But Mrs. Mavilda grabs the chainsaw and is about to finish the job.
Oh no!
Holy! The moral of the story is don't with Mrs. Hopewell.
I am the bark of Satan. Those who wish to demean my evil will be bloodily smoted.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody!
Ah, so it was Santa who fried the flesh of a weak, feeble woman. Merry Christmas? I think those lights are supposed to actually be on the tree and not a little to the left of the tree, but I guess it's the thought that counts. And clearly none of that went into this at all.
Mommy!
Oh, Lily, I'm so glad to see you.
I missed all of you, Mommy.
And the disturbing Santa Cocat agrees.
Look, Santa's leaving.
Peace be with you all.
What's the on my shoulder? Oh, I guess it does that. Okay.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, creepy voice Santa has no time for individually visiting houses anymore. He just sort of air bombs gifts now, in the hopes that whoever picks it up in the morning will like it or some. So everything seems to end happily. Look, even Mrs. Mavilda somehow got out without a scratch on her. How the do you do that?
And Mrs. Mavilda, well, Mrs. Mavilda, she's going to be all right. From what I've heard, she went back to work in the orphanage as Judy's assistant.
True that lightning with her head and she constantly her pants and calls herself the chicken god, but aside from that, she's gonna be all right.
Well, don't worry about Mrs. Mavilda. She's good now. She learned that you always win when you are good. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, and I suppose that's your half little message at the end, right? Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good. Really good. I like it. You did a good job. You did a good job, Special. It was. It's only 45 minutes. It felt like an eternity, but you did good. I just so love it. I did everything. All the characters, everything about it was so good. I just love it. You did so good. I just love it. You did so good. Everything. I love it. It's just so funny. I just love the Christmas tree. How can I enjoy? Yo! Do I even need to say what's wrong with it? Not really. It's pretty obvious. Horrible acting, horrible writing, horrible directing, and horrible animation. But here's the thing. A lot of people are saying this is the animated equivalent of The Room. One of those films that's so hypnotizingly bad that it's actually good. And in some respects, they're actually kind of right. This can be very entertaining to laugh at and make fun of. Everything is so awkward and strange that you can't help but burst out into hilarity. But the problem is, it's a Christmas movie. Christmas. Really think about that. This is the season where even the worst holiday specials at least try to give something either entertaining or heartfelt because they feel they owe it to such a beautiful time of year. And what does this film end up giving us?
You always win when you are good.
Yeah, this is the holiday where charities all over the world go up. And people give more than ever to those who have so little and expect nothing in return. They do it because they know it's right, and this is the time to celebrate what's good in the world. And what does this film end up giving us?
You always win when you are good.
This is the time of year that brought a war to a halt. Because the message of goodwill toward men was so strong. Because it was a symbol to stop hatred, stop killing, stop everything spreading anything that didn't equal love and respect for everyone in the world. This is a holiday that is that powerful. So, just to reiterate, you Christmas special that clearly understands the holiday you're representing, what then is the meaning of Christmas?
You always win when you are good.
Yeah, because that's what Christmas is. That's what Christmas is. You got it, Special. You got it. No, you didn't. And that's why this is the worst special. I'll tell you why. Because Christmas is not about that. It's not about that dumb message just trying to throw in at the last minute. You know what? It's not even really about giving or sharing or love or anything about that. That's a part of it, but there's something even more important. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you what Christmas is. Christmas is effort. It's putting effort into that kindness. It's putting effort into that sharing. It's putting effort into that loving. Because anyone can just give something. Anyone can just buy something, whether it costs $1 million if you're rich or nothing if you're poor. But it's the effort you put into it. If you got something someone really wanted, then that's effort. Or if you made something that somebody didn't even know they wanted, that's effort. That's loving. It's putting the effort into that stuff. And that's something that's clearly not in this special. They just slapped it together, didn't give a and you can't do that on Christmas, man. You have to try. You have to try to make this stuff good because that is what we're trying to do. It's about putting effort in something that's even bigger than yourself. Because when somebody comes up to me and wishes me a holiday from a religion maybe I don't celebrate. If somebody said Happy Hanukkah to me, I'd wish Merry Christmas back. You know what? We'd be fine with it. You want to know why? Because we're both sharing something that we believe is bigger than ourselves. That is putting effort into that. That is celebrating something that's wonderful and loving and unbelievable. It's putting that effort into Christmas, into sharing something so great and fantastic. Let me show you something. Follow me, Mr. Cameraman. Follow me. You know, it is all about effort, because that is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to all come together so that we can celebrate and put that effort into everything that is good with the world. Like these people right here. Look at how much effort these people put in all the time. Unbelievable. Come here, you guys. These are people that work behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all the time. They do such a good job. Guys, you've been doing so great. You got that guy with the glasses audience watching right now. Is there anything you would like to say to him this Christmas Eve?
God bless us, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter.
How about you? You got a movie quote?
Not really, but as we approach the new year, just know that we always want to get better and don't get drunk.
See, that's effort. Whether it be just a movie quote that means a lot to them or, you know, something very sincere, that's effort. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. But it doesn't stop there, because we keep going out here showing more of the effort, more of the... It's about this guy. Christmas is about this guy right here. That's right, the cameraman, my brother Rob. He's been working so hard. Hey, no, stand up, come on. You've been working so hard. You got everybody watching it right now. Anything you want to wish people this Christmas?
Merry Christmas?
Oh, come on, you do better than that, come on.
And Happy New Year.
Come on, bigger than that.
You filthy animal.
Oh, for you can't think of anything better to say on Christmas Eve?
Okay, fine. It's a little hard to get into the Christmas spirit with the way it's been over-commercialized and stuff, but really when you think deep about it, Christmas is not just a bunch of things that you buy, it's about an attitude, a spirit, something you carry with you in your heart. When 2,000 years ago, a man was born into a stable, not adorned with gifts and presents and stuff and trees, but born into poverty. And you see that every day when a child does something nice for his grandma, or when, we give things to homeless people. It's something that lasts, that endures and goes on and on, though the mountains may fall and the hills turn to dust.
Okay, take the camera. Okay, here, out here, okay. It's about believing in something bigger than yourself, like I said, and putting that effort into it, because you don't have to believe in Christianity or Catholicism or any of that stuff. You don't have to be any religion. You just have to believe in humanity, and that's what's so great about it. It's believing in the best of humanity and the effort it puts into that bestness. It's about these two. This is my mom and dad. They put so much effort into raising me, because they are so awesome that way. This guy joined the Navy so he could help support and raise us, and my mom, she was gonna be an opera singer. But she had 2 kids and said, you know what, I'm gonna spend my life dedicated to that. And that is so unbelievable, and that is Christmas. That's such goodness. There's such goodness in these people. So, Dad, you got so many people watching right now. Is there anything you want to say to that guy with the glasses audience on Christmas Eve here?
Merry Christmas to all of you. And most importantly, remember,
We have lots of merchandise in the Channel Awesome Country Store. 15% off if your name rhymes with Walker. It's going to be really...
That's the kind of ham he is. That's the kind of guy that my dad is. You can see where I got my terrible sense of humor, but nonetheless, he has spent come on. But nonetheless, he has worked so hard to raise us, and he has just been so positive, so upbeat, and I love my dad. And Mom, I got a question for you. It's a question I really wanted to say for you because you're so loving and you're so heartfelt and everything. There's a lot of people out there who don't associate Christmas with the best stuff. Maybe they don't have many friends or much family, and maybe they're spending it alone, or maybe they associate it with a bad time. There's so many bad things that happen out there, and Christmas is such a good time. And I know you feel it, you feel like I feel it. What can you say to people out there who are not having such a good Christmas?
You know, this is the time of year to reach out to someone else who is lonely or is having a hard time and do something nice for them, because when you do that, you will feel less lonely inside of yourself as well. It's a perfect time of year to do something for somebody else and think of others.
That's really nice, Mom. Thanks so much. This movie sucks, but I love you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Thanks so much, guys. Merry Christmas to you.
Who the was that?